Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. There are some big changes going on at Prime, and you need to know about them, whether you're a company driver, you're a lease, whether you own your truck, whether you have a mini fleet, if you're thinking about getting a mini fleet. Trust me when I say I got 4 things going on, and numbers 3 and 4 are going to affect you if you have a mini fleet. Okay, so keep watching. In 2015, when I came here, Prime was 40% company drivers. Since then, we have dwindled down to 10% company drivers. It seems as though Prime is completely limiting company drivers. So number one change that's going on right now that people aren't talking about, Prime has stopped hiring out of California. Okay, so what does this mean? It means less company drivers. Because of AB5, Prime will only hire company drivers historically out of California and New York and New Jersey since AB5 went into effect. Well, now they're not hiring company drivers out of California. Trust me, this is going to affect you if you are a lease or owner operator, so keep watching. Okay, so number 2, on the flatbed side, I talked about this in another video where they are limiting the number of people who are allowed to upgrade to company solo trucks. Okay, so anybody that's coming in after May 6th is not going to be permitted to upgrade to a company solo. Their option is going to be lease or team on another truck until an opening is available. Now there's reasons for this, and I will go into the reasons at the end after I tell you all the 4 things. Yeah, I know you'd probably keep watching if I dwindled it out, but the truth of the matter is you're only going to watch what you're interested in anyway. Okay, so number 3, listen up, mini fleet owners and even lease ops. Okay, Prime is now no longer allowing mini fleets and lease ops to take from the company driver pool. Okay, that means that any new driver that you might want to put on your truck is not allowed to come from a company fleet because we're only 10% company drivers left. That means the lease op that might want a team, we used to grab company drivers. A lease op is not going to team with another lease op. You have the lease op that's in control of the truck, and then you have a company driver that would be their co-driver. Okay, so now if you are a lease person who wants a teammate, or you are an owner op, like fleet owner, that you want a driver for your truck, you are no longer allowed to pull off of company fleets, company trucks. That means you are stuck with people who are extremely new, upgrading out of TNT, or you have to recruit from the outside. Now, we do get some, people coming from other companies. We do get some experienced drivers coming into Prime, but you would have to know about them coming in before they got here, because otherwise how are you going to get to know them and put them on your fleet? Once they go onto a company truck, that's it. You can't pull them for your truck. So what does this mean for you financially? You're going to get less experienced drivers that may damage your truck more, and you're going to pay more money in deductibles. They're going to be hitting stuff. That's what happens. Something else that's going to happen is company drivers that are already on mini fleets, they're not going to want to go back to company because they're going to feel trapped there. Okay, a lot of independent contractors don't realize how much freedom a company driver has. But one of the things that I've always had was, if a company driver didn't like their fleet manager, they would go team with a company driver on another fleet, go team with them for a few months, and that would actually change their fleet managers. And then they would they would decide, oh, I want my own truck. That meant that they got to stay with the new fleet manager. Okay, if we didn't like our truck, we could turn it in. You play their game, you play their rules, right? So I'd just say, I'm taking a week off, I'm taking 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, whatever, and then tell them, oh, well, your rules, they play by the rules sometimes and not all the time, but I'll be able to turn that truck in. Okay, so now the playing field is different. So if you're a company driver on a mini fleet and you don't like the position you're in, now experienced company drivers are going to have to hop from mini fleet to mini fleet to mini fleet, because if they hop back into a company truck, they're not going to get the opportunity to go back to a mini fleet. So how does that affect you financially? Well, it might mean more competition to get the experienced drivers. It's going to make it harder for you guys to find drivers. So if you have a truck sitting that is unmanned, it's no longer just going to be, oh, you find any company driver. I personally don't like this. I think that it's going to cause even more animosity that's already out there, because if I'm an experienced company driver with 9 years here at Prime, and I've been on a company fleet all this time, and my friend comes to me and says, hey, I need a driver for my truck. Could you, come, my driver quit, whatever. Could you come work for me? I wouldn't be allowed to go do that. But yet they're going to let brand new people upgrade and go do that. I don't like that. Okay. And number 4, and this is something that I heard today. I did not confirm, but the person that told me is a really reliable source. Number 4, a lot of people are saying, well, I'll just take my mini fleet and go get my own authority. I'm just going to go outside and I'll go onto the A fleet. I heard today the A fleet is no longer accepting trucks. They are no longer accepting mini fleets. I think it's limited freight and they're trying to not bring any more in. So those are your few things. So why is all this happening? Well, it's no secret that there's no freight. Okay. It's no secret that Prime is trying to offset the costs onto lease ops. That's just business, okay? But one of the YouTubers who left Prime recently said that he had a trainee on his truck and Prime wouldn't let them upgrade to go onto a company truck. So they kept saying there's no trucks available. And he stated he thought this was true and this was happening because Prime wanted, the trainer to keep paying the workman's comp and the health benefits and stuff. However, the time frame that he was talking about this, I have a different perspective. Like I said, we went from 40% company down to 10% company. That meant you had 16 company fleet managers on the reefer side that, as the numbers dwindled, fleet managers usually had like 80 to 120 drivers on their fleet. All of a sudden, those numbers got down to like 50 and 60 drivers. So the individual fleet managers weren't making as much money as normal, but it also meant Prime was paying these fleet managers that they could better utilize on the lease side, and as more people were coming in. Now, Prime expected, when the economy tanked, they expected there to be a shift into going to the company side because the expenses are so high. And instead, as new people were coming in and they were upgrading, they were still seeing all these videos of, oh, we're making $3,000 and $4,000 a week, and you can do this and you can do that, and it really wasn't true anymore. But that's what was being conveyed to them. So the people kept coming in and they kept going lease. When they did that, they needed more lease fleet managers and less company. So there was this huge shift where they kept sending a couple fleet managers from the company side to the lease side over a period of months. And some of the company fleet managers had like 3 or 4, some of the company drivers had 3 to 4 fleet managers just in a matter of a couple months. And it just created turmoil and havoc for the company drivers that were long-term and built up those relationships. It also made being a company driver feel really volatile, where we always felt really secure, you know. So now on the flatbed side, there's only 2 company fleet managers on flatbed side. Those fleet managers have a full capacity fleet. That's why they're not allowing people to upgrade. Rather than to allow people to keep coming in and getting a 3rd fleet manager, they're keeping it at 2. Okay, so there's a lot of changes going on really fast. I've heard a lot of you know, a lot of the people in lease purchases or that own their trucks saying that they would just go get their own authority and go on to the A fleet side because they really like Prime. Prime is a really good company, or at least Prime has been a very good company to me, and I do feel like I have a lot of freedom, even though people tell me I'm not supposed to, but I do. And you know, the facilities are great, and we always did have that cohesiveness of we helped each other and things like that. And now with all these changes, and it's in addition to the cameras, I am going to make a video about the cameras because I did drive it for 2 days now. I got dinged twice, so I'll make a video about that. But I really wanted to make this video about these changes going on because there are so many people that come in here, and I see it even on the videos of people saying, hey, leasing's not really working right now. They're still putting in the comments things like, well, I'm coming into Prime next week and you're just a bad business owner. No, it doesn't. It's not like that. It's not like that, okay? This is across the board, and it doesn't matter if your company is a company driver. The company drivers are getting less miles, but they're still, you know, they're still doing better than the lease ops right now, you know, and I feel the pain, I hear the struggle in their voices and stuff, and I feel bad. And one thing that I've always tried to do was, you know, there are certain mini fleets that when new people come in, they're trying to upgrade and stuff, that I've always pushed people towards. You know, I always told people, go look at No Hippie. I always told people, go to Kokomo Express with Alan Gottfried. You know, I drove for him for a few months. It was great. I had a medical issue, so it wasn't fair for me to stay on his truck because I had to be home so often for doctor's appointments. But, you know, I've always pushed people to certain mini fleets that I knew that they were owned by good owner ops. And right now, it's like, that's going to be really hard. It's only the people coming in. And they're not bringing as many in for TNT anymore. And I know we as experienced drivers sit here and go, why are they bringing people in at all? But the numbers that they're bringing in are not as much as they used to be, which makes sense. But that also means you're limited to your hiring pool if you have a mini fleet. So before you go buy that next truck, you know, you might want to consider whether or not you'll have somebody to place in it. Now, if you want to go bring people outside of Prime to come here, that could work. But again, they have to be approved by Prime. You can't just go hire on your own and then, you know, put them on your fleet. So now the flip side of that is there are some people that have been buying up the used trucks from Pedigree, paying cash. I even know company drivers that bought Pedigree trucks in cash and then put those trucks other places. Why? Because the trucks are much cheaper now than they were a year ago. Okay? So they're banking on the economy going back up, being able to run them, and then sell the trucks, and the trucks will be in demand again. So they might break even on the cost of the truck, but you know, that's all speculation. So do your research before you start buying trucks, before you start building fleets. If you are on a mini fleet and you're looking for drivers, hit me up, truckingalongfun@gmail.com, and I'll see if I can help find you some drivers. But this is a really serious time that we're in. No matter how many times we all say it, this is scary. I came here in 2015, so it's almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years in a couple months. And I've never seen freight like this. I've never seen morale this low. And it's scary. And, Freight Skater said he doesn't even want to promote a driver code type of thing for referrals, because people coming in are nowhere, they're not going to make what they think they're going to make right now at this time in this market. Now depends on where you come from. So if you're from Mississippi, you might be happy with the pay. If you're from New Jersey or California, well, they're not even higher now, California. But if you're from Jersey or Dallas, because Dallas is still expensive as a city to live in, you might not be happy. So comment down below and let me know, have you noticed changes going on that, comment down below and let me know what changes are going on at Prime that are affecting you. And how do you feel about those changes? So, thanks so much, and I hope to see you out here trucking